Thank you very much, everybody, and a warm welcome from IAR and the IAR team to the first IAR DevCon in Japan. And it's actually the biggest DevCon that we have hosted this year. I want to start with giving you a bit of introduction why we do this DevCon. So it's a passion of mine, and it's a dream I had for many years to host DevCons around the world. And I'll go through later on in my presentation why this is a passion for me. So we started out this year actually in Korea, where we had more than 100 attendees. We continued through 17 cities around the world. And we're going to continue again next year with additional 5 cities. I'm going to do it more bigger. But what could be more inspiring for me to end this year with this enormous representation of you, our dear customers and partners, for this IAR Japan DevCon. So again, a very, very warm welcome for today. I want to go through a bit of an introduction. I think that most of you are familiar with IAR system and what we represent, but it might not be known for all of you that we actually existed more than 35 years. So we're celebrating our 35th anniversary this year. I will not go through all the details, but as I hope you will feel during the day, is that as a leading software tool development company, we're actually investing a lot in our technology. So 32% or 1/3 of our revenue is actually directly invested into our product and our technology. And I hope you will feel that and see that today, through the day and through our partners. We have an organization to support you. We're not doing global DevCons just to do global DevCons. I have 11 offices around the world. These 11 offices, as you can see outlined above myself, is located where we have our dearest customers. So it's located on sites throughout the world to give support to customers. And actually we give support 24 hours a day around the globe in 13 different languages. And why is that important? Well, it is important because we have our tool, and to be honest, we have the same tool for the last 35 years. I will go through how we developed this tool. But I think that you all know that we are famous for the optimization, the fact that we have a technical support, as I mentioned, but we have the performance of the product, the quality in the product. We've been looking at the product and the interface basically being the same. We have updated it, but we also added things. We listen to our customers, and we want to add things along as the customer needs us to add things. One thing that I'll come back to a bit later in the presentation as well is to add things because the world gets more complex for our customers. So for us, it's important to support our customers in the different coding standards, like SIMSYS. We have moved into the functional safety of the world. Okay? We have today more than 12,000 devices that we support, giving our customers flexibilities to move between devices, to transition. But it's also important for us to support some of the future technologies coming up. And today we get a lot of questions around the future architecture being RISC-V. We have a possibility for you to talk about RISC-V out there, but the focus today is, of course, where you stand right now. Okay? When looking at the tool a bit further on, is saying, okay, yes, development tool suite is great. Code complexity is getting there. Yes, it's fine to use standards, but we have also given that listening a word and a practice through new products. These products are represented in either it's a state machine with visual state, so the IAR visual state tool, or it's actually code analysis tools that we have given, the dynamic analysis and the static analysis tools, CRAN and CSTAT. I talked about the standardization, And of course, we have a debugging probe environment. So this is basically taking a third of the investment, a third of our revenue every year. In staff, that is actually then 2/3 of my staff is actually engineers. Almost a bit more is touching the product, improving the product, listening to customers, adopting products every day. So every night when we go home, we test our product in 52 different ways. Every night. So I said a number of times that we are listening to you customers and we are doing things for you. I want to share with you the journey that we had and the road that we share with our customers. Most of us, we have been into this traditional, deep, embedded development. The average relationship we have with customers today is actually 17 years. So if you take an average of the 46,000 customers or the 150,000 active users we have out there, yeah, that's the real number. 46,000 customers and 150,000 users have been using our products in average for 17 years. That's a great starting point. We're in the DNA of the product from the very beginning. I mentioned to you the code quality, and that is coming from a customer perspective, the fact that the world gets more complex. The size of code is increasing, the complexity of code is increasing, and one customer told me a few months ago that to start an ARM Cortex-M3 project, you need to actually look into documentation of 400 pages to set all the options, to set everything there. So taking that through and complying with code quality is important. It's getting so complex that you need to do something with the code quality. It's easy to lose control of the code quality. Not saying that anyone is doing not a good job, but most of my customers today are spreading development throughout the world. We have development centers in Japan and China and Taiwan and Ukraine and Slovakia and Europe and the US. It's very, very common to share development projects, time to market, etc. So first step, looking into code quality, ensuring that you comply with the coding standards, C, C++, MISRA, and all the coding standards that are out there. The next phase is then if your code is actually in an application, in a product that protects or cares for people and property, it is actually functional safety. So we started with our functional safety product basically 5 years ago. We have today 4 products functional safety certified. 1 of the ARM products and 3 architectures from Renaissance. And we have seen last 5 years that every year the use of licenses in functional safety is tripling. So we started out very much in automotive. Automotive customers says we need a functional safety certified product. It moved into medical, but today it's actually in there all over. For us, it's also saying that if we have an offering in functional safety, we also quality stamp our own product. So we actually say to customers that yes, you can be on this journey because the quality we have in the product is there for you to run a functional safety project. So many customers actually then move in to code analysis, to improve the code quality, to ensure that we share the same kind of code bases. Take the next step, perhaps looking at the functional safety world, and then move into functional safety. So this is still, very much a journey we've done to customers, and still it's a very much kind of traditional embedded development. It is a worry, it's a concern, but it's more a need that they see. It's nice to fix this. The last bubble on my chart is actually then the must-haves. So the next phase is to imagine that we have a relationship with customers in average for 17 years. We have gone from a traditional deep embedded, we're moving into the code quality space, we're moving into functional safety, and then what happens? there's a risk that we actually lose our IP. Because the world is not all as good as we think it is. I have a lot of customers with stolen IP, reverse engineering IP, because this is of a great, great value. All the innovations that you have developed, all the efforts, all the love, all the pride that you have in these products can actually be tampered with. So for us, it is a natural next step to actually then move into the securing the IP, protecting that someone is taking it, stealing it, using it in overproduction. So for us, it's a natural step and actually introduce later on the next speaker into this field. It is the future, and it is moving from nice to have to need to have. I know you all will have a need to actually protect your IP. Then it's a question we need to ask ourselves, and there's a space of educating ourselves and yourselves, is saying, what do I want to protect, and from whom, and then why? So for us, it's not only a journey with you customers, it's also a journey for us as a company. Because we're moving from a 35-year-old traditional compiler development company into actually a securing IP company. So it's a long journey. It's an extremely exciting journey. And I can only inspire you to continue to talk to us, continue to tell us the needs that you see now and in the future. This could not have been done without you, dear customers. You know, you invest in our technology, you do a lot of things with us, and we really appreciate the dialogue, appreciate you coming here. But this could not have been done either without great partnerships. And I'm really proud, and I'm really, really happy that we have 9 partners for you here today. I have inspired my own team and our partners to really take use of this day. Go through, meet colleagues, meet peers, talk to each other. Be present with each other, but also use the space that we're giving you to have these supreme partners out there. You have a splendid opportunity to take use of the day to actually invest in everything we do and the partnerships we have. Then, I said we were moving into security. And security is something that we don't really know of. Security is a unique, special field that you can't just say, we're going to add security into our software. We're going to do a security offering. Because much of it is about the questions that I said to you. What to protect, who to protect, and why to protect it. It is a lot of technology, but it's also a lot of expertise. We have made an acquisition earlier this year of a company called Secure Things. And in a few minutes, you will be introduced to Hayden Poe that will give you a presentation. But let's make it clear, this is an acquisition that we have made. It's an investment we have made because we have listened to your customers. We have listened to the fact that you move from nice to have to need to have. This is a big, big investment for us, but it's also a big investment for you, and it's a great potential for the future.